Hey YouTube gun people, I want to talk to you today about two of my favorite carry guns and their life inside their crossbreed Super Tuck holsters. I have two here. This is the Glock 26. All these weapons, this has been safety checked, okay, but we'll do it again. No magazine, nothing in the chamber. Hammer, slide forward, hammer down. This weapon's safe. Glock 26, 10 rounds plus 1 of 9mm. And the Sig, let's check that too. Nothing in the chamber. Hammer down. Looks good. The Sig P239. Okay. This is a great firearm. Sig makes really nice stuff, and this is a great firearm. Glock makes really great stuff. I said the Glock was 10 plus 1. The Sig is 7 plus 1, but in my case, in 40 caliber, you can get them in 9mm. You can get them in 357 Sig. You know, real nice guns, accurate as all get out. So you know, I'm happy with both of them in terms of them being concealed carry choices. No worries, either one. It's just the reality of both handguns. Which one would you carry the most? And for me, I think with modern ammunition, 9mm is plenty for self-defense. This is my opinion. But I think from this particular camera angle, you can get a feel for what may sway you. I think what would sway you is size. And I can tell you that's the big issue for me for carrying nowadays, size and weight. Right? I think you can appreciate the Sig is significantly larger than the Glock, and if we just hold them right next to each other in terms of its height from the top of the slide to the bottom of the grip, yeah, and a little bit in terms of length, but not much, pretty close. Width, we look at them this way, they're fairly similar. The Glock might be a little thicker in that it's less rounded, but I'd say it's a toss-up. And the overall lengths, if you butt them up, you know, as far back as possible, the Glock is a little bit shorter. Yeah. Now, when you put them in the holsters, here's really the big difference. I've been carrying the Sig a lot because I got a new holster for it. I was carrying it in something else. This crossbreed Super Tuck holster is fantastic. You've seen a lot of reviews on it. But let's just try to get a perspective like this. Okay. So these are two carry guns in identical holsters. The holsters are identical. They're both crossbreed Super Tucks. And I think you can tell immediately which is going to be smaller and somewhat easier to carry. Okay, you can get this handgun in 40. It's the Glock 27 as well. Yeah, I'm not trying to be a Glock fanboy. I'm not trying to say Glock's better than Sig. I think they're both outstanding. I really do. There's some differences in the operation of firearms, but for the most part, I would think that most people would agree that they're outstanding. But the Sig's just bigger. You can see the way the holster has to be cut here to keep the muzzle from hitting your body. The Glock, it's actually cut in, yeah, so it's concave here instead of rounded. So I think this really makes a big difference. The overall size is really key. Now, when you put a loaded magazine in each one of them, I think in terms of weight out of the box, you can look up the stats, but the Sig is feels slightly heavier because it doesn't have a polymer frame. Okay, it's got a metal frame. Glock's got a polymer frame, of course. That's what they're famous for, right? Slightly heavier, definitely bigger. I can tell you that the Sig trigger, when it's in single action, is sweet. I like it better than a striker fired. But you know, if you, these have both been safety checked. A double action's a long double pull, which is what you want because there's no safety on this weapon. So what I'm trying to say is there's differences in the trigger, there's differences in the handling characteristics of the Glock. You're going to get your index and ring finger on there, your other finger is going to be on the trigger, but you're not getting your pinky on there. Okay, and you get about half of your ring finger on there. It's plenty, it's sufficient. The Sig, you're getting similar grip, plus with the magazine in there, I'm going to insert a loaded magazine. It extends the grip slightly. Now I can get middle ring and about half the pinky on there. A little bit sturdier. So size difference is really key. Now in terms of if we stick a loaded magazine in each one of them, so we just talked about weight. Now I don't have a scale that I can measure these on. Okay, so this is full magazine, 7 rounds, 10 rounds. I'd say it's a toss-up. The Glock's of course a little bit lighter, but not much. Not much. I think it's fairly negligible. And the balance is certainly different. The Glock tends to be top heavy because it's got a metal slide. The Sig tends to be a little bit better balanced. Not by much though, honestly. So I haven't seen too many videos where people have done a side-by-side comparison with the same exact holster. And so here's my side-by-side comparison with the same exact holster, just to show you two great carry guns. It's a personal choice, whatever you like. Two great carry guns and how their profile in the same exact holster is maybe a little bit different. Maybe a little bit different. I've been carrying the Sig. It's absolutely critical to have a good gun belt with this gun. I carry the Glock 26 a lot. You also need a good gun belt. I think you can get away with a little bit less of a gun belt with this firearm. So anyway, I rambled long enough. Now both these guys really are really much bigger than this guy. This is a C-Camp LWS 32. It's just a beauty little gun, tiny. It's 32 caliber. What can I tell you? If you don't like 32 caliber, that's all right. And it's riding in a Matt Del Fatti sharkskin holster, which is gorgeous. And I think, you know, when you look at that, you can see, you know, you can completely cover it in your hand. So it's pretty diminutive. And, you know, I have to say, of all the guns that I own and I carry, by far, I carry this firearm the most. By far. It's just easy to carry. There's not a single thing you're wearing unless you have pants without pockets. And I don't know any guys that do that. You can't carry this in. Okay, front right pocket. This can also go in your back pocket if they're deep enough. It's a fantastic holster. Keeps all the crap out of your gun, which is really what you want. And it's easy to draw from, right from the holster. This is how it comes out, and you can get to work. You know, there's the fallback is it's tiny. It's 32 caliber. There's no sights on this weapon. This is for up close and personal. I can tell you, you can get pretty damn accurate with these if you spend some time practicing. And you can actually use this seam down here. This weapon is pointing in a safe direction, so everybody relax. This little crease right here as a sighting aid. But honestly, I think in a situation where you were going to actually use this firearm, you're not going to be sighting it in, folks. Those are just some rambling thoughts on some carry options. I can't emphasize enough, if you're going to conceal carry and you want to be, I'm not advocating you need to carry all the time or you're not cool. No, not at all. I'm just saying that if you want to conceal carry and if you're interested in carrying a lot or having a firearm with you a lot, these are great choices. The Glock 26 or 27, the Sig P239. There's other SIGs. I'm just giving you 2 examples that I own. They're great. They're a little bit big. They're a little bit heavy. You're going to carry them all day. If you have to have a tucked in shirt, like a button down shirt with a tie, it becomes a bit of a problem. These super tuck holsters can accommodate that to some degree, and that the belt clips go forward, so you can tuck your shirt sort of on this side of it and behind these. But I got to tell you, it's not ideal, and I just, it's not a fault of the holster. I just think it's a just reality, and it's not really ideal. And this guy, or small pocket pistols, mouse guns, why they were so popular and to some degree are still so popular. They go right in your pocket, and that would include things like the Smith & Wesson J frames in .38. They're a little bit big for pocket carry in my estimation. I don't see how they're an advantage over the Glock 26, but they're definitely a great self-defense tool. There's the Car line. They make some small ones. I think Car is overpriced for what you get. I do, but who cares what I say? I guess M&P makes a compact line, which would be more similar to the Sig and to the Glock. And what else? There's a whole bunch of them. In Massachusetts, we can't get Kel-Tecs. I understand they're decent. They look like junk to me, to be honest with you, but people like them. They seem to be reliable, and you're not going to put a lot of rounds through them, but they have a shelf life for sure. But they are reliable, and they do fit that bill of being small and lightweight. So, in terms of caliber choice, it's really up to you. Shoot whatever caliber you feel comfortable with, and can be accommodated in a firearm that you feel that you can carry, and that's really up to you. I can tell you what, the whole carrier debate is really, I think it's kind of nonsensical in a way. I don't know too many people that want to be downrange of a 9mm, a 32, a 22, a 22 short at all. I think just like hunting, it's really about shot placement, and truth be told, in terms of concealed carry, I conceal carry when I feel it's necessary to. I'm not going to tell you exact details of when I do and when I don't, but for me, I think it's a very interesting issue in terms of how people get into this mindset that if I have this, or that on my person, I am now somehow protected. You got to be careful with that line of thinking, because if I have this, or that on me, I could actually be, in some cases, if I'm not ready to use these, or they get taken away in a fight, you may actually be at a serious disadvantage, and you don't want to get shot with your own weapon. Which always brings me to the point of view that in a lot of close combat engagements, you might not be able to draw your weapon at all. You might have to use these. Yeah. Anyway, not to be too gloom and doom, but I think there's some reality. Some things get misrepresented or misthought. I think some people are well-meaning. Some people are complete shysters and used car salesmen that or just giving people bad advice. And just be realistic, think it through, talk to people that you find people you can talk to that aren't hysterical about the topic, and I think you'll get more accurate advice than other times. I can tell you I was in a gun shop yesterday and I heard just too many conversations about caliber choice and nonsense being perpetrated even on the part of the people that worked at the gun shop. So it was a little bit disappointing. Anyway, a well-informed person is a powerful person. Inform yourself about these choices. I hope this video was helpful in helping you do that. That's all I got for you right now.